Hello and welcome to my new video. Today I want to continue make prints from the same strip, and I want to start with a small print with a 10 by 15 centimeters. Let's start with cropping and alignment of the frame. I will start exposure from exactly the same settings what I have in the previous photo, and because it's the next photo in the batch, I hope it will be close enough and I can make adjustments. I'm still using the same chemistry from the ADOX, and I think it's more than 40 rotations in the drum at the moment, and it still looks really good, and I actually quite pleasant with the results, and I don't see any problems with the chemistry so far. Development is quite easy, so I need a 45 seconds on the color developer and 45 seconds on the bleach fix. I have only one problem because I'm filming YouTube, and in the same time I cannot listen to music, so I usually use the headphones. But probably someday I will somehow fix this problem and just run up the music in my lab. So my first test print looks a little bit overexposed, but in principle I really like this scenario, how it looks like. My top part of this car looks really great, I like the reflections, but unfortunately the bottom part is a bit dark. So my main idea here, I will block out the top part and the bottom part on the picture and reduce exposure, and at the same time I think the picture a little bit too blue. And after making all of these adjustments, I will put it in my lab book to remember what I actually changed from the previous and to the next photos. Let's make a development and check what results I have. I'm still controlling temperature inside the bottles, and in my experience, if you control the temperature only inside the bath and not inside the bottles, you probably have an accuracy of 1.5 to 2 degrees. For film development it's completely wrong, and it's much better to control the temperature inside the bottles and not control the temperature inside the bath. But for photo printing and printing array 4 it's probably fine, it's still in the specs and probably you will get more or less the same results. And this is my final picture. I probably still lost a little bit of details in the shadows, and because I tried to block some light from the bottom part, I don't see any inaccuracies and it looks pretty much really good. And today I want to print exactly the same print but a little bit bigger. In this manual for the enlarger I actually have recalculations for the different settings for the filter, but not for the height and not for the magnification. So after small googling I found that you can find the magnifications for different lengths in the column on my enlarger, so I just take in consideration this initial setting and refocus on a bigger picture and remember the second setting. Calculations is quite simple, so you can see them on the screen, and I think it's quite useful because you can change any type of magnification, and because you know simple laws of light you can recalculate it and make it quite simple, and you don't need any test strips. I will make two adjustments. I will adjust time and also adjust aperture to one click on below. And after printing my first test strips, you can clearly see I actually hit exactly the same exposure what I have on a small print. And for the bigger print I will do exactly the same. I will block out the lower part of the print and make bigger exposure with more or less exactly the same settings what I have for the smaller print. And as always, this format of bigger prints a little bit easier to handle because you have more time, and at the same time you can move hand much easier and more precise than on the smaller prints. And yes, this is my final print and I have zero problems, and it looks actually even much better than the small one because of more precise handling of the lower part, and I have more details in the shadow. And yes, this is it. I think I achieved what I want. I make print a little bit warmer, more balanced, and the lower part of the print at the moment looks much better than before, and especially on a bigger print. I really like the bottom part. And I see the Firebird label there, and I'm really happy with the result. That's it for today. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next videos.